Green card fees and cost, what your attorney is not telling you. I'm attorney Jennifer Bennett, and yes, I am an immigration attorney. Today I'm going to break down the real cost of getting your green card. Because let's be honest, some offices are going to tell you one price and then hit you with additional fees. Let's make sure that you know what to expect before you even apply. So outright, there's almost always a government filing fee. And those fees alone can feel like you're buying a designer bag, but all you got was paperwork. If you're doing a marriage-based green card and an adjustment of status, meaning that you're inside the US, your filing fees are going to be over $3,000. If you don't need a work permit or a travel permit, you might be able to save a little bit, but I always recommend to go ahead and apply for those. So that's why you're looking at a little over $3,000 just in government filing fees. That does not even include attorney's fees. Let's talk about a spousal visa and consular processing if your partner is outside the US. You're looking at filing fees for the I-130 process for the spousal visa, but then you are also looking at government filing fees for the National Visa Center process, as well as paying for the medical exam abroad. All of that could mean that you're looking at another $1,500 to $3,000. Again, I'm only talking about government filing fees, not attorney fees. Let's talk about an employment-based green card process. Technically, by law, the Department of Labor requires that your boss pay for the perm process before the Department of Labor. Now, most employers also pay for the process before immigration. For this process, you might not have to pay, and your employer may pay for the whole thing. Now, if your employer is filing an I-140 petition for you, the filing fee is typically $715, but there's also some other fees that often apply. It all just depends on how many employees are at the company. If you're eligible to file for the adjustment of status, the standard fee for that is $1,440. Again, there are always some exceptions. Now, remember, the government can always change filing fees, so these fees are true as of February 2025. If you're watching this video a year from now, the fees might be different. And generally, as you can imagine, fees typically go higher, not lower. So, waiting does not benefit you in that regard. But if you thought that filing fees are all there were, surprise, there are also other fees. And this is where a lot of people get caught off guard, and so I want to tell you this so you know before you hire a lawyer. Some immigration attorney offices will quote you a flat fee only for filing the case. What this means is that it's the attorney's fee for filing the initial application plus the government filing fees. So for example, let's say that you're filing an I-130 petition. The government filing fee is $675 for a paper filing. That's just the government filing fee. Then you're going to pay $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000, whatever the fee is that your attorney charges you. So what that means is your attorney may be charging only for filing that application at that stage. But surprise, immigration sends you an RFE, a request for more evidence. Many attorneys' offices are going to charge you more money once the government sends the request for more evidence. How do you avoid this? Well, you want to work with an attorney's office who files everything the first time. And during a consultation, you always want to ask the attorney, how does your office charge? Am I going to have to pay more for something like an RFE? If they answer yes, then you know. And at least you're not in the dark if you do get an RFE. Surprise number 2. Medical exam costs vary by doctor. USCIS, or the government, does not set the price for the medical. The doctor sets the price. I've had clients tell me they've paid anywhere from $200 to $1,500 for their medical exam for immigration. I know that sounds really crazy, but it truly just depends on what doctor you see and what city you're in. If you want a tip, I suggest to pick a few doctors and call around to compare prices before you choose. Surprise number 3, translation and document costs. If important documents like your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, prior divorce decrees are not in English, then you're going to need certified English translations. To prepare for this cost, I strongly recommend that you ask for a ballpark estimate before you begin the case. Green cards aren't cheap, but knowing all the costs up front will help you plan better. If you have any questions, just drop them below or book a consult. In my office, we give you a flat rate. There are no surprise fees. If you're interested in working with us, I'm attorney Jennifer Bennett, and I help immigrants one visa at a time.